in the studio right now is a woman who's accomplished a lot. In seemingly a short amount of time, but when you look at the tail of the tape, it's like, whoa.
I've been out here a minute.
She's been in this game for years, but it didn't make her no animal.
There you go. There you go.
Made her a legend, man. We got Judge Lynn Toler in the building from Divorce Court, which is celebrating the 13th season. One more time. We got double clap for that.
All right.
That's a long time.
It is a long time in TV time. 13 years on the show.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
When you occupy that space you occupy, like during daytime television, you on a lot of people's TVs. And we was just talking off the grid about how shocked you are when famous people know who you are.
Absolutely. I was at the Tyler Perry opening. Samuel L. Jackson came up to me like, hey, you know what I mean? Chris Tucker came up to me like, hey, you the judge on Divorce Court. I was so shocked that they knew me. I was excited.
Now, what did Sam Jackson say to you?
He said, I don't know, like the news said, I don't like the new bailiff, but I still like you. That's what he said.
Keeping it real.
Okay.
Off the gate. He was
Okay.
keeping it real.
Now, there's so much to talk to you about. And you got a brand new book that you're rolling out called Letters to Simone.
It's called Dear Sonali.
Yeah. And
Letters to the Daughter I Never Had.
Yeah.
Long title.
And you have how many children?
I have 6 sons.
And no daughters.
No estrogen in the house anywhere other than with me.
Man.
So I wrote a book to a young lady. Had I had a daughter, all the stuff my mama told me, now I'm going to tell the daughter I never had. Because, young ladies write me a lot, in my inbox. This is happening. That's happening. I don't know what to do. I need some advice. They call me Auntie Lynn, all of that. So I said, they needed somebody to talk to. I needed somebody to talk to. Let's talk to one another.
That's awesome.
So you had your hands good and ready to braid some hair at some point in your life.
Headband, something, but no dresses, no nothing. Dudes.
Dude.
But you can catch a ball, though.
Oh, absolutely. And throw one, too.
You can throw a good football.
And throw one.
Yes.
So, I can imagine, though, the toughness that you have to have with your boys also rolls into your daytime work as well, like when you're in the court, because you don't take no nonsense.
At all.
No, I don't, but I think a lot of that came from when I was in court before putting folk in jail and beating carried on. I think that's where I got tough. Right. At home, my husband did all the tough stuff. Leave the boys alone. Let them cry. Let them fight. It's okay. And I was like, okay.
I just couldn't imagine a child trying to pull one over on you. Don't know that you have passed the bar.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, they ain't getting nothing past me. My son once said, "Yeah, Mom, I said to somebody that I was a lax mother." Right. And he looked at me and said, "Who you talking about?"
What mama you talking about?
I'm low key and said, "Mom, me and all my friends knew not to mess with you."
So I got to ask you. So take us through that one incident when your son became a teen and they tried to pull one on you and you just went to straight prosecutor mode and layered that thing out to build a case for yourself and built it for him to let him see what he did and how he cannot manipulate you. I know you got a case. I know you got one.
I got like the 97th call from the school on this one.
Wow.
You always got that one.
Right.
And I was in my jammies. I was at home trying to write something, do whatever. I got up, put my clothes on, didn't put no deodorant on, got in the car, went down to the school, and I was pacing in the front office while they went to get him. And people started coming out of their offices because they knew something was about to jump off.
Yes, they did.
So by the time, I was going to be cool, but it took them too long to get him, so I was worked up by the time they got there. When he come there, I snatched him by the collar, and I said, I'm going to tell you what, they keep calling me at home, disturbing my peace, I'm going to come to your place of business and disturb your peace. And somebody, the security guy was creeping up on me because you can't pop him no more.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
And he and then the guidance counselor came out and hugged me. You know what I mean? But I was.
I know. You already know.
Okay, I feel the heat right now coming over. I got mad all over again.
Well, I had to go get one of mine and bring him out. I said, let me just take him around the corner. And I got him in the garage. We ain't even make it in the house. I got him in the garage and turned right back around and got right back in the car and took him right back around the corner back to school.
Sometimes you got to take care of business.
Shake him up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try it now because he's 6'4".
Right. Yeah. fun while that lasted.
It's like you got to train to beat your kids now.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Get your cardio up. Do some push-ups first.
Especially when they box and play basketball. So,
Oh, man, yeah.
So I have to have mind control of him like Chris Tucker had over Debo on Friday. Got mind power. I got mind power. All right, y'all. Boy, Judge Charlotte coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Dear Sonali, letters to the daughter I never had.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because she's got 6 sons.
6 sons, never got to have that girl, mother-daughter thing going on.
Right.
So all the young ladies that asked me for advice, that's what I thought I'd do.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. What a good way to put a spin on that.
Yeah, because I had a need to talk to some young ladies. Young ladies have a need to talk to me, so.
They need it.
Oh, yeah.
Lord have mercy, they need some guidance out here.
Right. So what are you doing a book tour right now?
No, not yet. The book's coming out on the 25th, and I think I'm going to do the opening thing here in Atlanta. I can't even think of it.
Right.
That's great.
The book launch here in Atlanta.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
There it is. We are so excited for you. And let everybody know how they can follow you on social media too.
Okay, I'm at Real Judge Lynn on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Real Judge Lynn.
Now, Judge Lynn.
Not Judge Lynn, Real Judge Lynn.
Well, Real Judge Lynn, we see you on the show.
Uh-oh.
You preside over a lot of things.
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to
Yeah, no problem. So there's a lot of things popping off in pop culture. We sit back here with our arms folded like, yo, that ain't fair. Case in point, this whole situation with Wendy Williams and her dude Kevin Hunter. Now, in addition to having to chump him off
Right.
a considerable amount of change,
Right.
considering that it's his fault that the marriage dissolved,
Right.
she still has to pay to keep him living in a house somewhere. Why is this?
Because the judiciary and the legislatures got lazy. They used to have fault in the system, and you would fight about it. But the fights became so ugly and so protracted. They said, "Look, we don't care who did what to whom. We're just gonna slice it up by money and not take any." There's a little marital misconduct now in a few states. You can say, "Well, he fluffed off a lot of my money, so he doesn't get any of the rest of it." But we got lazy.
I
Got
like
you.
that fluffed. I like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
You mother fluffer.
Right.
Now, Judge, there was another story, and this guy is a true Apollo legend. The story about the guy who forged his wife's signature on the document so he can get divorced.
Without telling her.
Yeah, and then showed up to court with his new wife. Now,
Man, that's bold.
very bold, Rick. Should that guy do time over that? And is he still legally married to the other woman, even though the information was forged and he wanted to move on with his life?
He's still legally married because he did not go through the process. You can't defraud the system or your wife. So he's technically a bigamist because he got married again and he represented to the new whoever married him. He represented falsely that he was unmarried. Wow. So yeah, he's a bigamist. I had one bigamist. I didn't put him in jail though.
I'm about to ask you a controversial question. I think you know this one coming. You already know what I'm about to ask you, right? So I'll just think for 1 second. Right? And
okay.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Do you think the judge that was sitting on the bench behavior towards Amber Guyger in the whole Dallas police shooting situation was appropriate? And then give me the legal side of what you think. Let's just say if you was on the Texas State Bar Association, and give me the personal side and how you feel about that whole situation, because it was an uproar.
Right.
about that.
Oh, absolutely. I think what she did was grossly inappropriate.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. See, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy, Brent.
I think everybody agrees that was just unusual.
But there are a lot of levels to the things that she did wrong. First of all, she did not. Although I did not see the entire sentencing, you need to focus on why she's going to jail. Right. She made a lot of mistakes. She was, the decision to fire was made recklessly. She didn't look around in her surroundings. She didn't pay attention. She already had some kind of racial animus. So she had all these things that she did wrong. That's what you focus on. You're going to prison for this, not, I'm so sorry you made a mistake. That's number one. Number two, not only are judges not allowed to do improper things. You have to avoid the appearance of impropriety.
Amen. Yes.
And
Yes,
if she's
ma'am.
not in the habit of hugging murderers, then she shouldn't have hugged this one, because the only reason she hugged her because she was a police officer. That's number two. And that's what people come away with. And then what you do when you do that is you get divisive in the community because you upset people. You have to know how the optics look.
Amen.
Third problem that she had is she shouldn't have given her a Bible. What are you going to do with the atheist killers? You know what I mean? You can't proselytize from the bench. You just can't do it. You know, your beliefs are your beliefs.
Right.
But the separation of church and state is a very serious thing. And you can't just, I'm going to forgive you, God's going to forgive you, I'm going to give you a Bible.
Because my thing is, Judge Toler, and I support, and I be out here trying to help people, get people that look like us get seated to the bench, and then you see something like that, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. And then there was this judge that turned around and gave somebody 10 days in jail for falling asleep
and
on
not
jury duty.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I think that, different states and different jurisdictions have different ways of doing business. But I think what we forget about judges is that we're human. And I don't think we get trained appropriately to separate ourselves from how we feel and what we do. They just give you that robe and tell you the rules, and they don't give you any kind of emotional training.
Right.
And I think that they should. That judge gave him 10 days because he was irritated. His docket got set back 45 minutes. That's why that cat got 10 days. He was irritated. But you've got to learn the difference between being irritated and being disrespected.
Right.
Now, going back to the Amber Guyger case, that 10 years she got, that was real light and slight, right?
Here's my belief on this. I think we're chasing...
And wait a minute, let me piggyback on that question, and I want you to see if you can answer this. Does the judge have the discretion to add more years if she wanted to? Add that to his question.
I believe that she does in that jurisdiction. I'm not absolutely sure, but judges are very... We don't like to, if the jury makes a decision, we don't like to overrule it because it's a court of it's a jury of your peers. Unless we think it's really, really way, way off, you like to stick with what they did because this is the community that you serve, and these are the people in the community. That having, so you don't like to deviate from that very much. Here's what I'm saying. I'm thinking we're chasing the wrong end of what sentencing is about. You had those 4 guys that went to prison on a felony murder. They were 16 years old. They broke into a cat's house. The cat killed one of them, and all 3 of his friends got sent to prison for murder. For life. We think years, a whole lot of years is success. That's not success. So instead of chasing, let's put everybody in jail for as long as we can, let's chase, don't put people in jail, 16-year-olds in jail for life. Do you see what I'm saying? It seems unjust in comparison to what you do to other people, but what you're doing to the other people is wrong.
Right.
So what are some of the things that we have to do to because you got the Donald Trump's guy that's running the Department of just the DOJ, and the whole people are upset at the entire criminal justice system, and that's going to be one of my platforms for next year, for just flipping the entire, as much as we can, criminal justice system, Judge, because it's not fair. A black man got 45 years for shooting a dog,
right? And
the police officer that shot Tamir Rice get another job at another police station. A young lady gets sentenced 20 years. A black lady got sentenced 20 years for shooting 3 warning shots in the air.
Absolutely.
And Amber Guyger, who murdered this guy, gets 10 years and gonna probably serve 3 to 5.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The whole thing is wrong. And that's what I mean by chasing the wrong ends of the sentencing. Prosecutors have discretion. The woman who shot that warning shot at a guy who had been known to kick her behind, prosecutors looked at as many years I can get as success. And you have to change the mindset in the judicial system is not. Society does not win when you give long sentences. Society wins when you give appropriate sentences.
Right.
That's what we have to decide. When they went out in the 80s and started talking that super predator nonsense, I ain't gonna say who did it.
Right.
We started to say these people are bad inherently. So as much time as you can give them is always a benefit to society because they label that super predator thing. And they can be 16 and 15 and they're already so broken that they just have to be removed from society. And we have continued along that errant path all the way along. We need to start looking at prosecutors. Everybody's looking at the judges. We need to look at prosecutors. They have the discretion to bring a charge and which charge to bring. And they have gotten caught up in the belief that the longer sentence I get, the more successful I am, and that is not their gig.
And shout out to District Attorney Marion Mosby, who is my hero. Discredited 21 police officers, cleared the records of so many in Baltimore where people have lied on police reports and wrongfully convicted people. People like her, people like Craig Watkins, the first African-American district attorney in the state of Texas, who we helped get elected or whatever, that have done some wonderful things. And I'm sure there's a lot of other good ones out there. But we're going to continue to fight. And make sure y'all check out Judge Lynn Toler on Divorce Court, 13th season. The show's 21st season, and the new book called Letters to Sonali.
Dear Sonali, Letters to the Daughter I Never Had.
Right. And
Ratchet got it.
When is it out?
It comes out October 25th.
Okay, we can't wait.
Hey, we love you, and we always happy when you come on the show.
Yeah,
Always.
love to come.
I always learn so much. Like I
Love to come.
Man, thank you for laying that down, for just
Yes.
making me not be crazy. People attack me on Facebook for attacking the judge, and I know I'm really fluent in the law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, you
Right.
pay attention.
All of my close friends are district attorneys and judges, and we hang out and we talk law. And my mentor is a law professor. And if I could pass the bar, if I thought my ADHD would allow me to pass the bar, going to ADHD.